morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice Radio. So today, I'm going to answer a question which I have been asked by a weirdly large number of people in the past few days since we got the re-announcement, the release date reveal, call it what you will, of new Pokémon Snap. And the question I've been asked by a whole bunch of people is, hey Wossy, we got Pokémon Snap cards before. Do you think we will get Pokémon Snap cards now that Pokémon Snap is coming back? And the answer is, let's have a look, shall we? Now, we did get Pokémon Snap cards before, but it's not quite as straightforward as it might sound. You see, what we actually got, and by we I mean Japan, was an illustration contest. In fact, there were actually a couple of them. Now, the information here is from the lovely folks over at Bulbapedia, a wonderful website for research you should all be checking out on a regular basis. And essentially, Korokoro Comic, which is a comic over in Japan, shockingly enough, in May 1991, they basically asked you to take pictures in Pokémon Snap and then send them in, and the best ones would end up being made into Pokemon cards. Now, there were 5 winners, each of which received 20 copies of their cards, and there was an expansion pack which reprinted a bunch of base set cards, and they would be printed featuring this artwork over in Japan. It was very, very cool indeed. And as you can see on the screen, their winners were a couple of Bulbasaur eating an apple, a Poliwag falling over, a jumping Magikarp, a Gyarados eating some snow, I want to say, and a super close-up of a Pikachu's face, which was nice. But then it happened again. You see, there was a TV Tokyo variety show, 64 Mario Stadium, and in May 1999, so you're talking the same month, they also held a competition, similar kind of things, and they picked 5 winners that were again featured on reprints from the expansion pack. And the 5 winners were a coughing looking not particularly happy, a Charmander shouting at someone, a very content Squirtle, Articuno showing you its tail feathers, I think is a polite way to put it, and Chansey's got an egg. I got a 2-year-old daughter, and she never says Chansey. She always says, when she's naming Pokemon, she loves naming Pokemon, she always says, Chansey's got an egg. Not Chansey, Chansey's got an egg. Which means it's now near impossible for me to say Chansey. I have to say Chansey's got an egg. So, we did have 10 official Pokémon Snap trading cards, or TCG cards, that were printed over in Japan around about the first Pokémon Snap. But that was it. And we're talking back in 1999, which is of course 22 years ago at this stage. In fact, almost to the month, is 1 month away because we're getting the new game in April. Now, what is very interesting is that was about 2 months after Japan got Pokemon Snap. They got it in March 1999. We got it in June 1999. I say North America did. Europe got it in September. Cheers for that. Though Australia had to wait a year until March 2000, so maybe I shouldn't complain too much. By the way, if no one's ever played Pokemon Snap, do. That game is awesome and it totally holds up. So they had these illustration contests and they gave us official Pokemon Snap cards, and then that was it. That was essentially the end of Pokemon Snap in the Pokemon trading card game. So might we get new Pokemon Snap cards? Well, I mean, obviously it's fairly unlikely, alright? First of all, it's not the kind of thing that we see for a lot of new video game releases. Secondly, it is important to note that the game is coming out in 3 months' time and we've not heard anything about them. But there are some reasons for a little bit of hope. Now, around, I think it was Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, I showed you a video about Pokemon Rumble, specifically the trading card game pack, which came out over in Japan. And that video, weirdly popular incidentally, but that was based on the series of video games, well, especially the first ever Pokemon Rumble. Someone has incidentally got in touch with me to try and arrange a trade for one of these Pokemon Rumble boxes. I'm really hoping it will work. It is one of my most sought after Pokemon TCG products, one of my grails, if you would. If anyone else has got a hookup for a reasonable price / trade, do let me know, please. So that was a while back, admittedly, but we did get a video game, Pokemon Rumble, and then we got an official tie-in TCG pack. Of course, this was kind of a standalone game featuring the cards, and it was really because Pokemon Rumble lent itself beautifully to a battle-style game. Pokemon Snap very much does not. But this was also back in 2009, so you're talking 12 years ago, and it was just Pokemon Rumble. They haven't done anything since. But they did do it, and that is kind of interesting. If you want a little bit more recent, how about Detective Pikachu? You see, we did get our first Detective Pikachu movie, which was the first official Pokemon live-action movie. And in 2019, which is just 2 years ago now, we did get a Detective Pikachu TCG set, featuring cards which had images from the movie and Pokemon from the movie and all of that. So you know what? There is actually a little bit of hope here that maybe they would do a similar kind of thing. And I know that Detective Pikachu is from the movie and this is from a game. And we only saw one movie, and that one movie was a huge deal, hence why we got the cards. And we see spin-offs all the time, and yet we haven't actually got ourselves cards from all of those games. And so maybe not. But we did actually get a and by we, I mean Japan, and this is another one that I really want to try and get hold of, so if anyone's got a hookup, do let me know. There was a one-off promo card that was released in Japan, and this was just last year, 1 year ago, to coincide with the release of Mystery Dungeon DX, which incidentally is another really good game that I would recommend very, very highly. When I was doing these streams for these raid days, raid hours that we're doing in the summer, Pokemon hooked me up with a code for this, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. And of course, Pokemon hooked me up with a code, and I'm a very grateful Wassy indeed. But the point is, we did get a promo card, now I say we, I mean Japan, featuring artwork essentially from the card. There's a Pikachu in the art style waving, and there's a Bulbasaur and all of that. So actually, maybe. And I think this is the most likely. If we do get cards for Pokemon Snap, I think by far the most likely thing is that we get another one of these promos, very much in the line of this Mystery Dungeon promo, like was given out in Japan when we got Mystery Dungeon DX. For anyone that's wondering, you had to spend 900 yen on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon / TCG products. Oh, I didn't mention there is also a Pelipper there, if that's the kind of thing you're into. Pelipper's very, very relevant. If you played the game, you'll know why Pelipper's so gosh darned relevant. But it's a cool little card. Could we get a new expansion like Detective Pikachu? We absolutely could. I feel like we would have heard about it by now, but that is something that is a possibility. There is a little bit of precedent. Could we get a standalone game like Pokemon Rumble? I think that is probably a little bit less likely, because Pokemon Rumble really lent itself to being a standalone game with the battling mechanics, and Pokemon Snap really doesn't, although if they do, oh, I'm going to be over that so hard. Could we get random one-off promos featuring Pokemon Snap artwork? I think this is much, much more likely. Of course, it's also really interesting to note that last time around, they were illustration contests. And I know that we haven't had illustration contests since, but I'm also well aware that Pokemon haven't really had an opportunity like this. Pokemon Snap lends itself to these contests so much that I could see a new kind of contest. And that brings me to my final reason why there might be a little bit of hope here, and that is the fact that we are coming up to the 25th anniversary, 2021 in fact is, the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. And that means that they are doing all kinds of cool stuff. I told you about the cereal promotion the other day. They are doing those first partner packs, which look absolutely amazing, with those jumbo cards reprinting, including reprints from the Wizards of the Coast era. Bearing in mind, Pokemon don't own the copyright to those cards, Wizards do. So this is really, really awesome. And releasing Pokémon Snap and having an online contest, does that not seem like a wonderful, wonderful thing to do during the 25th anniversary? Bringing back a competition that was last seen 22 years ago to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the brand, does that not seem like something that would work? If you ask me honestly, do I think it will happen? No, it probably won't happen. But do I have a little bit of hope? Do I think it could happen? Do I desperately want it to happen? Oh, the answer to all of that is a gigantic, absolute slam dunk. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and I am excited almost to the point of bursting that it might happen. But I want to hear your predictions. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.